Today we're going to break down 7 secrets you need to know, because if you can literally make or break your financial aid package based on how you're filling out the FAFSA. And some of these are secrets that are going to help you fill out that FAFSA a little bit better. Secret number 1. Everybody thinks that it opens October 1st. Well, guess what? It actually opened up like a couple days early this year. And there was statements that it wasn't going to open up until December. So it's all over the place. What you need to do is work with your college consultant or your college counselor at your high school and figure out what day the FAFSA is actually open. The issue with this date jumping around is the fact that people will say, oh, well, I'll just wait until December, or I'll just wait until January, or I'll wait until my student gets into college and then we'll fill out the FAFSA, because that's when you actually have to do it. Or you wait until there's a deadline and then you go after that deadline and get it finished by then. Guess what? There's so much money that you're just letting sit out there and not collecting because you are waiting for a fictitious date or a deadline. You need to go as early as possible. What ends up happening is this FAFSA is like a big pot of money, and who comes in first has divvies on the top of the money bag, right? And so you can grab as much money as you possibly can while that bag is full. But guess what? The FAFSA actually can go down to $0. And if you're still applying for FAFSA money and it's got $0 in it, you're not going to get any dollars. So you want to go in while the bag of money is completely full. So go in and fill it out as soon as you can. So that's tip number 1. Go early. So tip number 2, the new acronym is the SAI, which is the Student Aid Index. That replaces the F or EFC. It replaces some other acronyms that used to be as part of the FAFSA. So if you filled out the FAFSA for one of your students 2 years ago, it's completely different now. The SAI, the Student Aid Index, is the new form or the new number that you're creating with filling out the FAFSA. And then what ends up happening is they give you that number, and then you're going to take that number and give it to your colleges of choice, and then they're going to run how much merit aid and how much financial aid and need-based aid they're going to give you based off of what that number is, right? So that is the new acronym and the new number that you need to be filling out your forms against, right? So that gets you the SAI, and then that number goes over to the colleges. And guess what? Most colleges request you to fill out the FAFSA by a certain date because they want that SAI number, because they don't want to do all the calculations themselves. So what ends up happening is they are waiting for that SAI number for them to then figure out how much money that they're going to give you from the institution itself. Okay? Secret number 3 is that it's not just for poor people. If you make over $150,000 a year, you should still be filling out the FAFSA, okay? And the reason why I say that is there's so many people every year that are just like, well, I'm not going to get any money, or my SAI number is too large. Why am I filling this FAFSA out each and every year? That's a big mistake. That's a huge mistake. Even families that are making over $150,000 can qualify on merit-based aid and federal unsubsidized loans or work-study programs, all of which require you to fill out the FAFSA. Just recently, we've had students last year, they filled out the FAFSA, and they were getting 10 to 20 to 30 grand of merit scholarships from each of those schools that they applied to and got into. All of that has to be connected to the fact that you're filled out the FAFSA, okay? And even then, if you're trying to use some loans to like spread out the amount of money you have to pay each year, the FAFSA, you got to do the FAFSA as well. So all of that, you're missing out on possible merit scholarships. You're missing out on possible financial aid scholarships. You're missing out on federal loans. And if you got into like Harvard believes that if you make under $200,000 a year, you're poor and you're going to get free education at Harvard. There was a big article, I forget where it was, but they're giving free education to any family that makes under $200,000 a year. Don't forget, they have all the money in the world. They can afford that. So what ends up happening is they can hand out all this money, but if you don't fill out that FAFSA, they have no idea how much to give you. So they're going to treat you as a multi-billion-dollar or a multi-billionaire. And because of that, you're not going to get any of these loans. You're not going to get any of this merit. You're not going to get any of this need-based aid. Just fill out the FAFSA and you will miss all these problems. Secret number 4. Okay. So parent info can make or break you. Now, this is where it gets tricky about the FAFSA. If your parents are divorced or you don't have a second parent in your life, things when you're filling out this FAFSA, things can get really tricky. Okay, and that's where it really gets to the nitty-gritty of what your circumstance is. If let's just say you're divorced. Okay, your parents are divorced. You're living with your mom. Okay. Your father claims you under his taxes. Let's just say that that's the arrangement that you are. Well, guess what? The FAFSA is mostly interested in who you've lived with over the past 12 months as your primary residency. So if you lived with your mother, but your father has you under his taxes, it doesn't matter. Officially, you're connected to your mother. Does that make sense? So be careful on how you fill out that FAFSA. This can become a big deal because let's say in that circumstance, the father has a lot of money or makes a big income and the mother doesn't make a big income. Let's just use that example, right? And you're living with your mother. Well, that means that, let's just say that she makes $50,000 a year and your father makes $200,000 a year. He might be paying for your phone bill. He might be paying for all kinds of different things. He might be paying child care to your mother. I'm not sure what your circumstances are, but you got to look at all this when you're filling out the FAFSA. But at the end of the day, if you reside with your mother and she's making $50,000 a year, when you're filling out the FAFSA, your parent makes $50,000 a year. So as that settles out, you will be much better off applying and getting financial aid and need-based aid if your mother is only making $50,000 a year, whereas your father is making $200,000 a year. So which child or which parent you reside with is going to make or break your financial situation. Secret number 5. So the FAFSA is a form that you have to fill out. It's how you get your loans. It's how you get some of your need-based aid. Some of the private colleges, some of the elite private colleges also have a second portal called the CSS profile or the CSS portal. It's another place. It's another portal. It's another form. It's another password that you'll probably forget. The way to determine it or the way to separate it out, the FAFSA, FAFSA, is federal money. The CSS is the institutional money. So if the college of choice requires you to fill out the CSS profile, Well, that is now determining how much money that college is going to give you specifically. It's not common as what I've seen over the course of all the colleges I've been looking at. It's not very common. I think it's growing to become common. It's just another hurdle. If your college of choice requests you to fill out the CSS as well, then go ahead and fill that out. Just make sure that you have things separated. You have your passwords written down somewhere so that you don't forget it, and make sure that you get your professional email, your student professional email. Use that so that all the emails and notifications from that portal are going to your professional email. And that is a hardship for those particular colleges, but it is what it is. Please go fill it out. Secret number 6. So you can appeal for more aid. So the FAFSA is asking for a bunch of information specifically for this past year and the year before that. So taxation, tax forms from 2 years ago, last year, and basically they're trying to figure out what your income is and what your net value is, right? And between those two items, they're going to determine how much they think you could pay for college each and every year. But guess what? Things change over time. Deaths of the family, changes in employment, changes in insurance, healthcare issues, all kinds of things change over time. Things that might not necessarily be part of the FAFSA forms as well. Well, guess what? You can appeal, or you can add additional information to your forms to the college of choice. So once you've narrowed down to one or maybe two colleges, you can go into them and say, hey, we had a hardship. The term that you want to give them is called a special circumstance appeal. So if you had a hardship of any sort that's going to be changing your income or changing your net value, definitely bring it up with your admissions people and see if you can get a little bit more money coming from that institution. Maybe it's federal aid, maybe it's institutional aid, whatever it is, any of that will help you pay for college. So we highly recommend, if you've gone through a life change of a sort that's going to impact your income or your net value, please go and make sure that you inform those colleges and let them know what that change is and how that might impact how much you need to pay for college. Secret number 7. This is not a one-time gig. This is an item that you have to fill out each and every year. So again, you want to go early. So roughly in the October timeframe, work with your college counselor, college consultant, figure out what the day is for each and every year for the renewal or reapplication. And what ends up happening is it can be as quickly as 10 minutes when you're redoing it, because they already have your profile, already have that information, already have the student's profile. All that information is already preset. So all you're doing is filling in the gap or the delta and informing the FAFSA of any changes that have occurred. And you have to fill that out because you want to reapply for your loans and your merit and your financial aid and everything else that you already have gotten from the FAFSA last time. You got to fill it out again. So go ahead and make sure that you do that so that all this is flowing each and every year very efficiently. You don't want to wait until the final deadline. You don't want to wait until after the deadline to find out from your college that you're not getting the aid that you already had. So find out in the October, November, December timeframe. Make sure that all that gets done before the deadlines and get it done as early as possible, like we said in secrets before. So there you have it, the 7 secrets that can literally save you thousands of dollars and hours of stress each and every year while your kid is at college. And if you want personalized help with the FAFSA, please reach out to College Refocus, either through email, text. You can even leave a like or comment down below, and we'll try to follow up. We read all of our comments in our videos. So please make sure that you reach out to us, and we'll see if we can help you, especially when it comes to FAFSA or how to get your kid into college or all kinds of other college-related items that we can help at College Refocus. If you like this, please like and subscribe. We do a lot of videos about how to get into college and how to pay for college, and we really appreciate it if you gave us a subscribe and hit that bell. And we want to thank you for watching, and be nice out there. Be nice to your neighbor. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.